I'm going to keep my Leafs gear on for this because it doesn't really matter. We're just talking about all the games from tonight. I talked about Vegas and Dallas from the point of view of it being Vegas' first game. I'm going to say this. As I hinted at in the other video, Dallas may be an underdog. Dallas may be a sexy pick to turn things around and become a contender again. But I don't look at any of the moves they've made, whether it's Radulov, Mathot, Bishop, and say, that'll do it. That makes them a legit contender. Together, even together, I have my doubts. And when I see Bishop going out of the game hurt, and it's a freak thing that happens, right? And people are going to be like, that happens to every goalie. It's fine. Bishop's injury history, it makes me nervous. Dallas, while they're excited about this season, I would imagine the team, on some level, if they lose, say, 3 in a row at the start of the year, there's going to be a, is it happening again, thought crossing the minds of guys like Sagan and Ben. So, losing at home to an expansion team to start the year, it's 1 game out of 82. It's not a big deal. And yet, kind of is. Because you're the team that took the first ever loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. And if they're crap from here, if Vegas loses 10 in a row, you got to be like, what happened? How did they beat us? But we'll see. In other action, Columbus, my God, I am legitimately scared of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, Dubois gets a goal. Milano gets a goal. Murray gets a goal. We talk a lot about guys with comebacks and who's going to have a big comeback season. What if Ryan Murray has a comeback season for Columbus? What if he's got his act together? Something happened over the summer. What if he's good to go? What if Ryan Murray is capable of pushing his way into the top 4, forcing his way into that top 4, and making it so that Columbus has the most solid top 6 in the league? Because Werenski had a goal tonight too. Milano had a goal tonight. Columbus legitimately frightens me right now. They have a hell of a team. And they went through what they went through in the playoffs, and Pittsburgh really handed it to them at the end. But they're getting better. And there's a lot of young guys in this lineup right now, and young guys coming up, who may look at that loss to Pittsburgh and say, okay, that wasn't us. Nobody can hang that on me because that wasn't me. I wasn't here. So we'll see what happens this season, but Columbus out of the gate looks good. And the Islanders, losing by 5 in the first game of the year. Again, it's first game of the year, right? We're not all excited about it, right? It's not a big deal. But it's like I said today, where I was talking about how the Islanders had this really good finish. This isn't the finish. This is the start of the year. It's a brand new season. Clean slate for everybody. And there are teams that the Islanders would have beat down the stretch, much like teams that Tampa would have beat down the stretch, who may not have needed the win as much as the Islanders or Tampa Bay Lightning. So their huge records, the huge runs they went on towards the end of the year, there may have been wins in there where they won not because the other team wasn't making 100% effort, but you can't quite rule it out. So now everybody's giving that 100% effort. There's some sloppiness going on. That's why there's so many goals being scored in some of these games, because there's some sloppy play out there. That'll tighten up towards the end of October, and by mid-November, I think scoring's going to be right back to normal. There have been a lot of shutouts, too. So there are some goalies who came to play. Bobrovsky, 29 saves against the Islanders. Is he going to win another Vezina? He should. I don't know if he's going to win it this year. And I know that's what Columbus fans would ask me. Who's going to win the Vezina? I don't know. I mean, you got Holtby, and Washington's always good. He wasn't great the other night or last night against Ottawa, but whatever. Columbus has Bobrovsky. Montreal has Carey Price. Schneider could come out of nowhere for New Jersey and get himself into that trophy talk. Bobrovsky starts on the right foot, just like Jonathan Quick did for the Kings last night. Quick's another guy who's going to get into that conversation if he's healthy. And having Jonathan Quick in net changes the whole look of the NHL out west. The Kings will all of a sudden not look so slow if their goalie's not allowing any goals. Suddenly, the speed of the Kings won't matter. You add a few young guys, you have a healthy Jonathan Quick, next thing you know, they're in the playoffs and we're talking about them being a contender again. And then the other matchup, Luongo for Florida. Rough start to the season for him. He only has 20 saves in that game. Tampa wins at 5-3. So, and it's sort of like what I said today. I'd like to see a really solid feud between Florida and Tampa, but right now it just feels like Florida's down towards the bottom. Tampa's on their way up, and this game doesn't really tell me those things aren't going to change. Tampa with 3 goals in the third. And you got to wonder with Florida. So Brickley gets a goal. And Connor Brickley, I remember during the expansion draft when Vegas grabbed him, I was like, Connor Brickley? He's got a goal in the opening night for Florida. Huberdeau and Pysyk with the other goals. Palat with 2, Nemesnikov, Braden Point, and Nikita Kucherov. Braden Point's an interesting one for Tampa. So I talked about Tyler Johnson and Steven Stamkos as top 2 centers in Tampa and how great they are. And fine. And I had them in that countdown of the top 2 centers in the league. If Braden Point can pick up where he left off last season, they have 3 very, very good centers in Tampa. Point is really quite damned impressive. So we'll see what happens with him in Tampa this year. But I have a funny feeling that when people are asking for sleepers and who's good, who should I draft in the fantasy pool that maybe other guys are missing, Point might be a guy who gets missed in fantasy leagues, and he might make some people look really bad at the end of this season. I don't bet on him being top 20 in the league or top 30 in the league necessarily, but because he's not going to get that kind of ice time. But I think he's going to put up some good point totals. And I was really impressed with him last season, so we'll see. So there you go. There's tonight's games. It was only 3. Tomorrow there's 15 games. It starts at 11 in the morning my time, 2 in the afternoon Eastern. I believe it's the Leafs that are playing, and I believe it's against New Jersey. So that'll be interesting, and I'll be watching that. Anybody's wondering when I'm going to live stream, am I going to live stream? Yep, I'll live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure on when, but I always try to give a warning on the channel, and I'll try to give a warning on Twitter. So if you're not following at Shan's Boomstick on Twitter, you should be, because I'll definitely throw a warning up on there. And I want to do this as well. I don't know if I did this morning, last night. The channel passes 19,000 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you for watching. Thank you to each and every one of you for liking, subscribing, and for passing things along, for sharing videos. Go ahead and share this one. Feel free. And for fans in the States who may not get their fill of hockey on ESPN and hockey down south of the border, I am glad to provide you with that fix every day, and I can definitely do the scoreboard stuff every day now that I don't work where I used to. I have far more time now to help you guys out and to talk to you guys, and I'm really, really excited about this season. Thanks for watching, and if you're new, hit like and subscribe. And until then, I am done for this evening. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.